Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Mindfully Kiki, and welcome to day 5 of Whole, a 21-day yoga journey. I am Kiki, your yoga and mindfulness instructor, and I am here to help you add a little mindfulness into your life through yoga, meditation, self-care techniques, and more. So today we are going to do a yoga flow for our hamstrings. So when I think of our hamstrings, I always like to strengthen them as well as stretch them out. And so doing this helps us to improve and maintain our flexibility and range of motion in our hips and our knees. So we want to think long term when it comes to our poses and our yoga flows. So what you need for today's practice is a yoga mat, 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can always use disinfectant wipe containers or 2 hardcover books, and a yoga blanket. Doesn't have to be a yoga blanket, but a blanket, something for cushion for your knees, or if you have a knee pad like I have, you can use that as well. So grab what you need and we will get started. So we're going to start at the top of the mat. I already have my blocks there in case I want to use them during the practice, and I also have my cushion for my knee, so I have a knee pad. If you don't have a knee pad, you can always grab a blanket or a towel for your knees, just for a little bit of cushion. So you can walk to the top of your mat in your mountain pose, arms down by your side, standing tall. Reach your shoulders up towards your ears and then down and back just to open the chest. And we're going to start here with 3 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. So let's inhale together, open the mouth and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms out and up. And then let your palms face forward, and exhale as you start to hinge at your hips, bringing your arms down. And then let the fingertips sweep the mat. Start to bend your knees, reach your arms back and up so your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. So you're coming into a little bit of a squat here. Breathe. And then straighten your legs. Let your upper body be parallel to the floor and arms are still in line with your spine, palms facing up. Take a breath. And then start to bend your knees, reach your arms down, let them sweep the mat. Bend, bend, reaching the arms forward and up. Start to use your hamstrings to lift. Coming to stand. Arms up. We're going to do that again 2 more times. So start to reach your arms forward, bending at the hips, hinging forward. Start to bend your knees. Let the fingertips sweep the mat, reach them back. Keep your knees bent here and palms are facing up, in line with your spine. So you're in your squat. Take a breath. And then straighten the legs here. Upper body is parallel to the floor, palms facing up. Take a breath. And then start to bend the knees, reaching the arms down, let them sweep the mat. Keep the knees bent. Start to use the hamstrings to come up. And standing tall. Last time. Arms come forward, hinging forward at the hips. Bend. Arms sweep the mat. And then reach back in your squat. Take a breath. And then straighten the legs. Take a breath here. And then start to bend, bend, bend. Sweeping the arms on the mat. And using the hamstrings to come up and stand. And then inhale here. Exhale to your chair pose. Take a breath. Shift your weight to your left leg. Let's lift the right foot. Step it back into a high lunge. So you're coming to the ball of the right foot. Left knee is bent. Reaching your arms up. Or you can bring them to heart center. Either one is fine. Take a breath. And then go ahead and plant the back foot down. Straighten the top front foot or the front foot. This is where you can grab your blocks. We're going to come into a pyramid pose. So you're going to hinge forward. Both legs are straight. Think about turning your right hip forward and your left hip back. And then just having your hands or your wrists under your shoulders, reaching the floor or under your blocks. So just taking a moment to feel the calf stretch, the hamstring stretch here. Maybe a little bit of sensation in the left hip, the outer hip. Breathe. And then bringing those blocks to the front of the mat. You can grab for your cushion here. So whether you're using your blanket, towel, or a knee pad. So we're coming into the ball of that right foot. We're coming back into our high lunge, and we're just going to lower down to the mat 3 times mindfully, because we don't want to crash our knee into the mat. This is why I'm laying the cushion down. So when you're ready, start to lower. Let the top of the right foot come down, and then tuck the toes and lift. Good. 2 more times. Lower down mindfully. Tuck the toes and lift. Maybe a little wobbly coming up. That's okay. Last time. Lower to the mat. And then lift. And then we're going to come into a wide stance here. Coming into a wide forward fold. So you can make sure that your feet are even here in the same line. And then we're going to hinge forward in our hip, at our hip. And you can bring the hands down to the mat, or you can opt to have your blocks. And you can straighten the legs as much as you want. You can have a micro bend in them. And just a reminder that the further down you let your upper body come, the more you're going to feel that hamstring stretch. So maybe you play with lowering your head and lifting. Lowering and lifting. Maybe one more time, lower and lift. And then you can put your blocks off to the side. We're going to put them to the other side of the mat because that's where we're heading. You're going to turn your right foot towards the back of the mat. Come into the ball of the left knee, or the left foot, not the left knee. So we're back in our high lunge here. Front knee or the right knee is bent. And we're going to lower down to the mat 3 times, just like we did on the other side, mindfully and slowly. So let's lower down. Let the top of the left foot come down. And then tuck the toes and lift. And that's okay if you're a little wobbly. We're building strength here. Lower. And then lift. Good job. Last one, lower down. and lift. Tuck the toes under, lift. Go ahead and plant this back foot down, the left foot. We're coming into our pyramid pose. So you may want to shorten your stance a little. Both legs are straight, so the back leg is straight, front leg is straight. And then you can bring your hands down to the mat, or you can reach for your blocks. Either one is fine. Breathe here. I'm just feeling the stretch in the calves and the hamstrings. Think about sending your right hip back and your left hip forward. And all that does is just kind of make your hips face forward instead of off to the side. And either one is fine, but it's just a little movement to be aware of what you're doing. All right. Getting those blocks off. You can move your blanket, towel, or your knee pad off to the side. Let's step forward to our chair pose. So you can have your arms up or hands at heart center. Either one is fine. Take a breath here. And then reach the arms up. So we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. So palms are facing forward. I'm going to step back so I don't hit my chair. And then you start to hinge at your hips. Reach the arms forward and down. Start to bend. Let the fingertips sweep the mat. Bend. Reach the fingertips and the hands up. So in your squat, having the palms facing up towards the ceiling. Then straighten. Take a breath. And then bend. Let the fingertips sweep the mat. Then start to lift up. See if you can engage the hamstrings, standing tall. Again, reaching forward and down. Once you get halfway, start to bend the knees. Let the fingertips sweep. Bend, bend, reach the arms up. Stay in your squat, take a breath. And then lift, like you're coming into a half forward fold. Take a breath here. And then bend, let the fingertips sweep the mat. Bend, reaching forward and up. Last one. Reach the arms forward and down. Once you come halfway, start to bend the knees. Fingertips sweep the mat. Bring them up behind you. Remain in your squat. Take a breath. And then straighten the legs and take another breath here. And then bend the knees. Let the fingers sweep the mat. Bend, bend, reaching up, all the way up. Inhale. And exhale, arms down by your side. And we'll end here as we started with our 3 breaths. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. So let's inhale together. Open the mouth and exhale. Again, inhale. Open the mouth and exhale. One last time, inhale. Open the mouth and exhale. And that's it for day 5. And now I want to hear from you. How do your hamstrings feel after this yoga practice? Let's talk about it down in the comments. And this is a great time to reflect on your practice, whether you take a few moments to think about it or whether you choose to write it down. And please don't forget to check out my other yoga flows, meditations, and vlogs. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when I upload new videos. And always remember to add a little mindfulness into your life and be mindfully true. But most importantly, be mindfully you. I'll see you all tomorrow for day 6 of our 21-day yoga journey.